going to be talking about the favourite. I apologise in advance if I sound like I'm dying. Just because I'm heckin' sick.
She's had the illness.
I've had the plague.
So the favourite is a historical piece. It's a bit of a turn on the historical genre because it tells the story of Queen Anne and her friendship with Sarah Marlborough and her servant Abigail, and the sort of rivalry between them trying to win the Queen's hand. And at the same time, England are at war with France, all that stuff, but the main plot is to do with Queen Anne, Lady Marlborough and Abigail.
Yeah.
So at the start of the film, Queen Anne and Lady Sarah have had this lifelong friendship, and Abigail comes in as a servant wanting to sort of make her way up in the ladder. And there becomes this rivalry because Abigail wins the Queen's favour. And this film was directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. He's an indie director, got a pretty interesting way of doing things.
He does.
I've only ever seen The Lobster by him, which is also a very strange film. But this film stars Olivia Colman as Queen Anne. She got a Golden Globe for this. Rachel Weisz as Sarah Marlborough and Emma Stone as Abigail. So, what did you think?
I enjoyed it because it was kind of like a good fresh take on like a period piece, you know, because like we talked about, we saw Colette and we enjoyed it, but it's like very lengthy and it does get very repetitive after a while.
Yeah, it's just quite dry really.
It is.
Like with period pieces, you kind of know how they go, don't you?
Yeah, they can be very stuffy, and even though they're like beautiful to look at, they can be a bit like, oh, okay, we've kind of seen this before, but it's just different people, different place kind of thing. But this was a very refreshing kind of, I don't know, it was just very funny as well, very crude but very funny. So if you don't like that kind of like, you know, very swearing, there's a lot of bad words and things. If you don't enjoy that, then you probably won't enjoy this film, but I thought it was pretty damn funny. Yeah,
I think if you don't sort of like period dramas, this might like give you a refreshing take on it, because it is funny, it's just wildly dramatic and just over the top really. He's got a great directing style, everything he does is like beautifully shot, and
although there's some weird like fisheye kind of things
that was a bit
as well,
jarring to me, but you know,
it makes it feel modern when it's not, even though it technically is modern because it's filmed today, but like it's a very strange juxtaposition between the two.
It works though, I think. It kind of took me off guard, I reckon. Like,
I'm not sure I like the whole like chapter thing. I'm not sure if how relevant really that was, or if there was a more meaning behind it that I just didn't get because I'm not overly familiar with Queen Anne's like story.
I think The Lobster had chapters. I think he's very kind of, it's like a weird Wes Anderson. He does chapters and like Wes Anderson does chapters and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it felt more historical in that way. It felt more like a story, I'm not sure really.
I was a bit just confused by that. Like, I didn't take anything from it really for me, but it was just a bit confusing. I was a bit like, where? But I enjoyed it. Like, obviously the costumes were amazing, the actresses were all amazing and hilarious.
Absolute queens.
Like, it was great.
It's just the sort of film where you don't expect some of the stuff they say, you're just like, hang on, what?
But then surely they would have said things like that, you know what I mean?
Back in the day.
That's why I feel like sometimes period dramas can get a bit too stuffy, because they say things that you wouldn't really, you know.
Yeah, it's a
very old, whereas like they had sense of humour back then, you know? Like,
they weren't all robots, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Acting's obviously amazing.
There were some really sad bits in there though. Like towards the end, it just got really sad to see her kind of like deteriorate, and
you definitely see like how dark and horrible her past was, and
the whole thing with her like having her rabbits, because like they represent every child that she'd lost.
That was really sad.
Was really sad.
Although I'm not quite sure I understand the ending, but I don't think I'll ever understand his endings. Sort of thing.
No, the ending did throw me a bit because it kept going on, and I was like, okay, but maybe it was just like it
half felt like it wasn't finished, but it also was.
Yeah, there wasn't really much more to the story to tell, I think. But also it was a bit like, I'm not really sure why this needs to happen.
Yeah, it was quite I don't know.
It was very like,
abrupt.
Yeah, abrupt, but also had like, it wasn't very abrupt at the same time, you know what I mean?
It felt like it was abrupt, but obviously the story did, you know, wrap up.
That was kind of it. I wasn't left like wanting more. It was like, just the right amount of like, I understand this is gonna fizzle out, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I really enjoyed it. It was funny as heck. There was a lot of laughs in the cinema. Like laugh out loud.
There was this woman who like proper like delayed her laughter. She was just like, everyone else laughed and then like 5 seconds later she started laughing.
Well, there was this guy that kept laughing at like bits as well that weren't actually that funny.
No.
But I guess that's just the female in me being like, yeah, that wasn't a funny joke. That was like
that was just you.
Yeah, that's just you being a terrible person. But I don't want to spoil that joke, so it's fine if it's even a joke. It wasn't really a joke, I guess. I think, you know, probably.
I think yeah, I know which one.
It wasn't really funny, was it? No. Like, not ha 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 fun. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And I feel like the hype, it's lived up to that hype that's somewhat surrounded it.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like it was just interesting to see them because you don't necessarily see, I mean, Olivia Colman maybe is more kind of like, I don't know if she's done period dramas before, but like you wouldn't necessarily think Emma Stone would be
in a period drama. Yeah,
and British as well because she's not in British.
Yeah,
so. I think her accent was pretty good.
It was.
There was a few moments where I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like kind of when she was walking. This isn't a spoiler, but like she's walking through the corridor and she like keeps saying the word "fuck," and I could kind of hear the American in her. Really,
she did pretty well. Like in, you know, some
comparison,
people it's like, oh wow, like that's terrible.
Because she's next to like Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz, who are
very very British.
Yeah.
Like,
so she did a good job there.
Yeah, I just really liked it. There's nothing I didn't really like. You know?
There should be more films that take the sort of genre and like twist on his head, making it more entertaining, you know?
Definitely.
Just because it might bring in more of a fan base, really.
Yeah, I definitely think a lot more people will enjoy this. Like,
yeah.
Than the usual period drama people.
Considering it's getting lots of like award hype, I reckon a lot more people will see it.
It just has that really funny crude humour to it though, and it's like people like that, and that's funny. So
it's very British.
It's very British. Royals were dirty people.
This is true.
You know, especially like back in that era, like Jesus.
They were dirty people.
But anyway, yeah, so I haven't really got anything else to say other than that. I enjoyed it very much. It was funny and good, and I would recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon with I don't know what, but we will be back soon.
Indeed. So,
subscribe to Ellen, subscribe to me, subscribe to this.
My hands look really small.
Oh my god, they do. Like, hello, welcome to the Small Hands Challenge.
We will see you next week, probably.
Yep.
Okay, bye.